It's going to be one video. It's not going to be bad news. I heard that Marvel Rivals was not bad. I love Marvel. I'm a Captain America fan. Literally, I have a little Captain America little plushie next to me at all times. He's my favorite character of all time. I'm a Marvel shill. You know it. My literal name is Cap Corgi. Why? Because I love corgis and Captain America is my entire branding. And it was a very easy choice. I just love both things. So when I hear of a new Marvel game, my eyes go wide. My interest gets piqued, and I want to check it out. I never got a key for Marvel Rivals, but this is the closest we can get. We can get a little bit of information about Marvel Rivals from this guy who did play the game and played the entire beta of the game. I did not get a chance to do so. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Oh, whoops. Let's turn it up. And it looked like an Overwatch clone. We watched the trailer. It looked like an Overwatch clone with a Marvel skin on it with, like, destructibility. So when I saw that, I was like, you know, the gameplay of Overwatch is pretty fun. The worst part of Overwatch is the toxicity and the fact that it's made by Blizzard, who lies to you at every turn, trying to milk money out of you, squeezing you like you're a freaking orange and trying to make orange juice out of you. That's what it feels like playing a Blizzard game sometimes. This has, you know, not that. Granted, it's made by Nexon, and Nexon is a coin flip company. Some of their games are completely pay to win, microtransaction filled hellholes, and some of their games are okay. And we didn't know which kind of game this would be. So let's check it out. Marvel Rivals. Let's see what this game is about. Let's see what the gameplay is like. I've been looking forward to this video for a while.
Marvel Rivals isn't a clone of Overwatch. In fact, it feels like a real Overwatch too. Kinda.
I'm better. I am better.
So I'm in the alpha for Marvel Rivals.
Okay.
And with 7 hours under my belt now, I'm ready to put in another 8 after I'm done with this video, because for those of you that don't know, Marvel made a 6v6 hero shooter, and this might be the best thing Marvel's done since Endgame.
I'm just saying, Infinity War into Endgame is a cinematic masterpiece that we will never see ever again. Literally ever again. Infinity War into Endgame was so good and such a cultural movement. Every single Marvel movie afterwards has felt like an absolute abject letdown. This is a high bar to cross. I'm fine with listening to this. I'm just saying, this is a very high bar, guys. This is an incredibly high bar.
I am not kidding. Now, I know what you're thinking right off the bat.
Yeah.
Isn't this just discount Overwatch? There's no way a game
Yeah,
like
it kinda
this
felt
could
like it,
possibly
yeah.
take on Blizzard and actually... Wait, what did you just do? Oh, yeah, there's destructible environments. Oh, that's pretty... Is that...
The destructible environments look really cool. This was what really got me, like, looking at the game.
Spider-Man? Oh yeah, he's like a
Spider-Man.
Genji
Yeah,
on
yeah.
crack. His web swinging's pretty good, and it feels like they ripped him out of the Insomniac games. I mean, it's literally Yuri, and yeah, he's pretty tough.
First of all, Spider-Man voice, literally Yuri Leventhal, who voices Spider-Man in the PlayStation games. Perfect voice, by the way. Perfect voice acting. Excellent voice acting. And also, I did see a little clip of Spider-Man walking on the ceiling, and the caption on Twitter, extremely rare Twitter W, where someone was like, this game plays Spider-Man better than the Spider-Man game plays Spider-Man. And it was like showing Spider-Man climbing and walking upside down on the ceiling of the arena. And just like literally just walking upside down. Like complete normal walking speed and everything. No weird crawling animation, nothing. Just legit just walking on the ceiling. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty cool actually. That's how it should be done. Like, it's crazy that, you know, the Spider-Man games never really did this since the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games.
To learn, but dude, he's so fun. What is that? Oh,
yeah, Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
yep.
Imagine if Reinhardt could fly and had a portal gun, and don't even get me started on Star-Lord, because this guy is so cool. The game
I didn't see any gameplay of Star-Lord. I've watched a little bit of the gameplay. I saw the Punisher, who is basically like Soldier 76 on crack. I saw Groot, and he can make like cool little walls, and he's like giga tanky, and he can like zone people out really well, and he has like a lot of regen. I saw Hulk, which looked useless, by the way. I think Hulk needs a buff. I saw Iron Man. Iron Man, you could zoom around the map, like literally go into flight mode where you're like really going fast and like shoot out missiles around you. That was really cool. It felt like Pharah, but you don't have to stand still. From Overwatch. I saw, who else did I see? Dude, I wish Captain America was in this game. Captain America is not in this game. I saw Scarlet Witch who can like split off into multiple people, can create like illusions and stuff. That was pretty cool. Oh wait, was that Loki? I don't remember which one was which. But yeah, they're relatively similar, Loki and that. But what I also did see was someone playing Rocket Raccoon and jumping onto Groot and doing a special move where you just like napalm the entire area around you. Having like actual double up and multi up attacks with like your team comp, that is such a nuance I've wanted in Overwatch and other like arena shooters for so very long, and it's never been implemented until now, which is crazy. That is like, it's like something people have wanted from the very beginning of like these kinds of games, and we've never had it. And now we finally have it in a Marvel Nexon game. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it's really cool to see. It actually worked really well.
There's a built-in feeder mode. Oh, also, do you want to join my faction? We're gearing up for the tournament mode, and well, there's a cash prize for it, and they're adding comp tomorrow, so we can all gear up and kind of train.
Yeah,
for
this
it.
is the old video.
Oh, by the way, it's 6v6. Oh my god, it's more of a sequel to Overwatch than Overwatch 2 is.
To be fair, also not a high bar. Overwatch 2 was a travesty, a complete squeeze of money, an absolute lie by Blizzard. And if I had been doing YouTube at the time, I would have covered it at the time, talking about how much of a terrible lie it was. Overwatch 2 is not a high bar to match, but this is better than Overwatch 2 so far.
Yeah, that's what I said. Do you have a code? No one hates Overwatch more than Overwatch players. Please help.
Yeah,
For
that's
an
true.
alpha build, Marvel Rivals is taking some pretty big swings. Made by Netease Games, Blizzard's best friend turned enemy turned
Netease,
friend again,
sorry.
whose portfolio consists only of mobile games. We'll get to it.
To be fair, Naraka Blade Point is actually a really good mobile game. I played it. It's a BR. I'm not a big fan of BRs, but as BRs go, it's like a BR where pretty much everyone's using melee weapons. And so it just feels like a bloodbath. It feels like Berserker versus Berserker, and it's legit quite fun. It's very mobile, very interesting, in-depth combat. Weird, like weirdly good, considering it's a mobile game, considering it does have pay-to-win mechanics, which it does. Honestly, not bad. Out of all the BRs I've played, that one was pretty darn good. That's why when I was saying things are a coin flip with Netease, this is like one of the better Netease games for sure. The Naraka Blade Point.
I went into this alpha skeptical because if you Google Netease Games, their reputation is, well, they make mobile games.
It's a 50-50, a literal 50-50. 50% of their games are good and worth playing. 50% of their games are bad, pay to win, hardcore microtransaction laden hellholes.
But as soon as the game launched, I realized I was in for a treat. Right off the bat, this game's quality is crazy. When you see a menu like...
Also, why did they make Galactus a girl? I do not understand this. What is this? Why would they do this? This is just not a thing. It's just literally not a thing. It's so dumb. She hot, though. She is hot. I think, well, okay, I answered my own question. Never mind. I answered my own question, guys.
Game's quality is crazy. When you see a menu like this, where the character...
All right, let's see. So these are skins. We got like Hela. Oh, Hela's a character. Penny Parker, Namor. I never saw Namor being played. Magneto. Magneto was like a brawler. Shockingly, like shooting blasty stuff, but having high health and stuff, and being able to like go kind of melee mode-ish. That he was really fun to watch as well. Luna Snow was kind of like she was a character made for the game, as far as I know. I don't think she's a Marvel character like in the comics or anything like that. At least not that anything I know of. And she kind of played like God, what's his name? Does anyone know Overwatch? The guy with the boombox, and he like skates around and like shields the characters and stuff. He's a support character. That's Luna Snow in this, basically. AoE heals, AoE like damage boost, things like that. Lucio, thank you, Lucio. For some reason, my brain farted. Granted, to be fair, I've not played Overwatch in like 3 years. Yeah, Lucio. Lucio, exactly. Luna Snow plays like Lucio. Luna Snow, Lucio. Yeah, I see what they did there. They just reskinned the character. Yeah. They barely changed the name. If you say Luna Snow really fast, it becomes Lucio. Goddamn. Holy shit, I solved it. Black Panther, I didn't see any gameplay of, unfortunately. I love Black Panther as a character, so I would love to see that. Yeah. There's more characters than this.
Characters pop out, have demo abilities, difficulty rankings, show their synergies, and, oh yeah, recommend strategies and combos for how to use them. It's pretty clear to me that Netease Games knows.
They gave a lot of detail on how to use what characters when and give you some tips. And like, so you're not going into a character blind.
Is what they're doing. You see, this game already answers a problem Overwatch has.
It's trying to be more accessible.
Someone who got into Overwatch pretty late into the game, I remember being completely overwhelmed by this screen. I mean, the sheer volume of characters alone is intimidating. And
it gave you no details really on any of the characters. I remember when I was first playing Overwatch, I played Overwatch for like 6 years. I dated a girl for 7 years, and she was an Overwatch fanatic, and I had to play Overwatch for her in order to make her happy. It was sheer misery at the time. But one of the reasons was, this guy's right. Overwatch does not have an easy learning curve. And it gives you no freaking details. No wonder she's an X. That's for many other reasons. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, when someone unironically likes Overwatch, I do judge them just a little bit. Not a lot. I'm kidding, chat. Not really a lot, but a little bit. A little bit. I'm kidding.
To mention what average Overwatch gameplay looks like, Rivals is showing that it's not only looking to attract experienced players because some of these characters are absolutely cracked, but also wants to be an on-ramp for people Overwatch in its 10 years of characters, metas, rosters, and experience.
It's a lot of the stuff from Overwatch simplified as well. Like, Pharah simplified is Iron Man. Punisher is Soldier 76 simplified. Like, all these characters just a little bit simpler. That's it. And it's like, you know, not a bad thing. It doesn't feel like these characters don't have nuance. They do. You're blasting away, but that's what the exact game is supposed to be. You're just blasting away. That's the entire time.
I'm not going to Overwatch University.
You got a couple of skills here and there.
My first game, what struck me the most were the character designs. Star-Lord hasn't looked this good in a game since ever. And oddly enough,
okay. Hold up, wait a minute. The Guardians of the Galaxy game is actually super good. It's actually super good. Don't diss my Guardians of the Galaxy game. Come on, man. Come on. But yeah, his design in this game is really good. His design here is really, really good. Spider-Man, Iron Man, I saw. Luna Snow, I saw. I did not see much magic. I know she's a melee brawler type. I don't know what she does, though. Black Panther, I didn't really see him at all. Groot, I saw. Hela, I did not really see much. Bruce Banner and the Hulk, I saw he was really shitty. This guy needs a buff. Punisher was really good. Like, Punisher was insanely good. Storm was alright. Storm was alright. I did see a little bit of Storm. Loki was cool. Well, I did like Loki. Mantis was pure healer. Mercy style healer. Good, though. Rocket Raccoon was really cool, just blasting away, had team-up attacks, all kinds of stuff. Doctor Strange was cool. Yeah.
All of the base character designs are just really good, except for Magneto, who's oddly not purple. I don't have a favorite color or anything.
Dude, Magneto does not need to be purple. Come on, man. Magneto's design in this was really cool. He, like, has this, like, circular thing around him, and his special skills build off of it. Like, he can turn into a sword and just whack people with it using his magnetic powers, just like beating the crap out of people. It was actually really cool. I thought his thematic field was actually pretty strong.
It's fine, but like, he's not purple.
Be wary.
Was that Obi-Wan? Like most hero shooters, the characters are broken up into 3 classes. A tanky boyo for us meatheads, DPS characters for ADH kids and annoying people,
yep,
healers for all your bisexual friends to fawn over.
True.
Cool.
True.
To give you an example of how fun the kits are, I mean, just look at Star-Lord. I ended up...
Dude, Rule 34 for this game is going to go insane. It's absolutely going to go insane. Rule 34 for Overwatch has kept Overwatch alive for literally 5 years straight. After the game went into the dumpster, Rule 34 kept Overwatch alive. Are you kidding me? Where's the lie? Like, there's no lie here, chat. It is absolutely going to go hard in this game. Like, look at these abs, man. There's definitely going to be Star-Lord Rule 34. Luna Snow. Dude, I mean, this is going to go on. It's going to go crazy.
This guy Frame 1 picked Spider-Man, and honestly, I'm glad he did, because Star-Lord goes crazy. I've seen a lot of people immediately compare him to Tracer because, oh my god.
Oh, is he like Tracer? Okay.
Around fast. But, guys, he's not Tracer. He's if Soldier 76, High Noon, and Amazon Alexa had a baby, because,
dude, I called that, like, Punisher. I actually didn't see that much of Star-Lord here. Diva was dethroned by Fortnite for what? Oh, for Rule 34? Well, I mean, Overwatch died, Doc, so that's totally fair. Fortnite is actually played a lot. And also, all of the kids that grew up on Fortnite, they grew up. So now they're watching porn of Fortnite. I hate to say it like that, but it's true. It's facts, guys. It's facts. I know my numbers.
He's so chill to play. He's armed with laser-like submachine guns. His left shift lets him fly around for a few seconds.
Dude, this looks cool, man.
Dodge and reload thing. His E is Reaper.
Yeah, it's Reaper ult. It's literally Reaper ult. What is this?
Ult, and his actual ult is aimbot. Oh my god! And surprisingly, every character in this game is kind of built like.
Hold on. Well, let's go back.
Surprisingly, every character.
Okay, so yeah. So this is Iron Man. Iron Man felt a little weak. His Unibeam felt useless. From what I saw, I just saw random gameplay. His normal shots were really strong. I did not see his team up. So Hulk charges Doctor Strange and Iron Man with gamma radiation. Holy shit! So a character can actually have team ups with multiple characters. I didn't realize this part. I honestly did not realize this part. Yeah, the hyper velocity was like one of the best feeling parts of his kit. He was like zooming around, like flying so fast you could not track him. It was great. The pulse cannon was okay. Yeah, the armor overdrive. This was pretty cool. It was like basically like a charge up, and this was the missile barrage where you could just fly above people and just shoot out missiles as opposed to standing still like Pharah. So that was a pretty cool differentiation.
Like and, well, it makes sense because they get to learn from all of Overwatch's mistakes and start fresh.
I think I struck.
There's a lot of mistakes Overwatch made. Like, the number of mistakes Overwatch made, holy crap, man. I could not even begin to write the book on it. Oh my god. I've been waiting for a game to take over from Overwatch. I've been waiting for it. I really hope this does it.
The mother load. Those.
It feels so free.
Nothing to worry about. Just using the scope.
See, another problem that Overwatch has aside from just general hero bloat is that a lot of the characters they've added do not work in their classes now. Support heroes like Kiriko or Moira that either do a huge amounts of damage if you have high skill or, you know, just play the game for you don't really belong.
It's called power creep. Power creep happens in every game. You'll run into this in any game. A lot of times it's particularly bad in League of Legends as well, where like the new champs are everyone compares like the patch notes for the description of abilities for a champion compared to other older champions, where like Cassante will have like an entire page worth of abilities and discussion of the abilities. That's just their tooltips. It's not like actual discussion. It's just tooltips compared to like, you know, older characters which have like a single sentence for an ability. It's not impossible to avoid. I mean, I think there's places to mitigate it. I will say, Doc, like while I'm using Cassante in League of Legends as an example, Doc, League has 170 plus champions. They've had slight power creeps over the years that they've like pushed back year over year over year over year. And so they've done a pretty good job of keeping it relatively balanced for the fact that they have 170 champions. In comparison, Overwatch has a grand total of what, like 35 at the most? Probably more closer to 30. I'm not exactly sure. Someone can fact check the exact number of Overwatch champions. They have no excuse. I guess what my point is, Overwatch has no fucking excuse to be so imbalanced, but they are. Somehow they managed to be so imbalanced.
In a bisexual support category. Because what's the point of DPS if the person who can heal does more damage? And
Right.
Rivals recognizes this with its kits, and those playstyles are fun to play, but make sure to keep them in the right spots. In fact, this game doesn't just borrow from Overwatch, it borrows from a lot of games, iterating on gaming's best character skills, mixing and matching.
The movement of Iron Man reminded me of the movement from Iron Man from the Avengers game. The failed one that was the microtransaction laid games as a service tripe that was like a travesty. Well, underneath that bullshit, which there was plenty of, there was actually a good game in there. I played it for a solid 100 hours, and 35 of those hours was actually really fun until you hit the end game and you realize it was just going to be an endless grind full of shit. But Iron Man's gameplay was very fun. You could go into flight mode, you could shoot missiles around you, and I feel like they took a lot of that for this game. Absolutely.
Them and then using them in some really interesting ways like we saw in Star-Lord. Spider-Man is like if Doomfist had to rely on his speed and agility instead of his block to stay alive.
It actually looked like Spider-Man was very much like a Genji.
And I'm kind of scared what Genji players will do with him because, well, you get jumped by him already. He's a menace.
Right.
No, he definitely says fucking.
Oh my god, you're dead. That has to be
The Hulk is a diva-like character that starts out as a Twinkie banner, and then you hit Q and experience Twink Death. He's got a rechargeable jump, ranged clap attacks, a stun, and
I gotta listen to that again. Hold up, wait a minute. What did he just say? What did he just call Hulk and Bruce Banner?
well, you get jumped by him already. He's a menace. No, he definitely says fucking.
Oh my god, you're dead. That has to be
The Hulk is a diva-like character that
Okay, diva-like character that starts
starts out as a Twinkie banner, and then
a Twinkie banner. Okay, all right.
and you hit Q and experience Twink Death. He's got a recharge.
You hit Twink Death as banner. This is a guy covering Overwatch, guys. Who told me that they were not going to have Rule 34 for this game? They're already using the terms like twink and everything for characters in this game. The Rule 34 is just on its way. Like, it's just, like, dude, the fandom community is just, like, prepping the pens, guys. It's prepping the pens. Facepalm? Yeah. Facepalm, sure. But also, they're not wrong. Like, it kind of hurts my soul to hear Existential, but it's, like, also not wrong at the same time. It's one of those situations.
Jump, ranged clap attacks, a stun, and you give shields to your teammate. The Punisher is the classic I can't believe it's not Call of Duty character, and
This is like the Fallen 76, Soldier 76 character. He looked busted strong, and he turns into a turret like Bastion. Oh my god, he was so good.
Despite being built like a meatball, this guy can move. They gave him the really fun twist of having Pathfinder's grapple from Apex, Valorant's smokes, and Salvador's ult from Borderlands 2, and Groot's playing Fortnite. I'm not kidding.
You're just building
I can
shit.
Hear the chatter about how this game is stealing from Overwatch.
Just didn't need to think it. Yeah, exactly.
Thing, guys. They're actually breaking the mold because Doctor Strange is one of the coolest characters in this game for one ability alone. Portal.
Yep. Portal 2.
Two portals. You can put down 2 portals. Not only does this ability
and zoom. You can zoom with it.
Completely change how you approach attacking and defending points in game modes like hardpoint, cart push, or tug of war, because suddenly a whole team can come from.
As you can tell from the slowdown here in this scene, the optimization was very bad. The optimization definitely needs work on this game, and I'm sure it'll be worked on. Like Nexon, for all of their faults. I keep saying Nexon. It's not Nexon. It's the other one. But for all their faults, they will probably focus a lot on the smoothness of the game.
Completely change how you approach attacking and defending points in
Watch
game
the slowdown.
Like hardpoint, cart push, or tug of war.
jumping through the portal. Netease, thank you. Netease, they do a lot of optimization later in their development cycle, and I have no doubt they will be doing here. Also, as you can tell here, this little cart thingy, this is the exact same type of thing as you're pushing the cart in Overwatch. It's the exact same game mode, exact same.
Because suddenly a whole team can come from anywhere, but they're Portal 2 portals.
Yep.
You can shoot through them.
You can shoot through them. It was really cool to see.
Creativity we're going to see from people using these for lineups
Seeing,
and angles.
I saw someone put a Groot wall in between. That was cool. Like, they had a lot of cool synergies with every single type of ability in this game. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, I mean, I know I'm not being, like, glowing about my recommendation, but I will say they have a lot of really cool ideas. Cool ideas that Overwatch has not even come close to touching. And that is one reason I'm so excited for this. That's why I'm covering this. This is exactly why I'm covering this. This type of thing.
Alone is going to be insane, let alone strategy and moving around the map.
Yeah.
Again, it shows that Netease is not only just borrowing the formula from Overwatch.
They're actually
is
trying
willing
new
to
things,
mess with
yeah.
it and take risks. I mean, the game isn't even first person for a reason.
Yep.
FPS games are great for shooting. I mean, first person shooter. It's in the
Correct.
name. But one thing that first person perspective games have always struggled with is melee. From Skyrim's combat to Genji from Overwatch.
That's fair.
Well, Dying Light, where it actually works pretty good.
That's fair.
First person melee combat is really hard to get right. When you're approaching characters like Spider-Man, Magic, Hulk, and
Spider-Man felt completely spastic. I did not see... I think I saw one person play Spider-Man well, and considering it was like... I watched a decent amount of this game because I really wanted to get in the beta, and I never got in. Or alpha. The play for Spider-Man did not feel smooth. But he was the only character that really did not feel smooth.
Black Panther, if you went first person, you'd have to compromise a huge amount of what makes
Split
those
game gameplay?
characters
Yeah,
special
exactly.
to work as an FPS.
Split game, true.
Can you imagine a first person Spider-Man
Exactly,
game?
exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick. To put it simply, the third person angle was something I was really skeptical of, but for what this game's trying to do, it actually works pretty well. There are moments where Spider-Man genuinely looks and feels like he was ripped out of...
It feels more arcadey to be third person. And there's some issues with this. You can like look around walls when you're not supposed to be and so on and so forth. That's why a lot of like survival games should never be third person. This is like held back certain games like that for that reason. But for a silly game like this, where it's like, just go into a match, you screw around for like 5 minutes, you lose or win the match, and you go on to the next one, third person works great here.
The Insomniac games. Magic plays like a Devil May Cry character, and the Hulk feels like he's in an open world PS2 game, and when you put these really fun melee characters in an already chaotic formula, it just works. And again,
wait, Black Panther and Spear, I didn't see that before.
Is going. I mean, it feels less
That's
of an
cool.
experiment and more of a warning shot to Overwatch. Because it is.
This is true. This is completely true. And the thing is, competition is always good in video games. And Overwatch has had so little competition over the years, it's actually insane. The first real competition it ever had was Valorant, I think. And Valorant was only like a decent amount of competition, but it was a split competition between Valorant, CS2, and Overwatch. And all the E-daters went to Valorant. And a lot of the Rule 34 stayed with Overwatch. And that was like how the split happened. But this kind of feels like another person coming in and being like, all right, you guys have to actually innovate now. And I'm really glad to see it. Memes aside, like legitimately very glad to see it.
These two have deep beef, but we're gonna make a long story short. Netease is one of China's biggest game devs and publishers. And
for anyone who doesn't know, Netease worked with Blizzard for like 10 years until that entire situation broke down because the CEO of Blizzard, Bobby Kotick, was a terrible human being and absolutely destroyed that relationship. And to the point that like the Blizzard statue in China was torn down by people in China. It was crazy. It was like an absolute shit show. That was like only a couple of years ago. And when Blizzard was working with NetEase to bring their games to China, I think Netease kind of took like a lot of their files as well. So they kind of figured out how to make like their own version of World of Warcraft. They figured out how to make their own version of Overwatch. And they had years worth of, you know, discussion, development, and innovation to do. And Overwatch, for example, did not really innovate much. So now we have this game. That's what happened here. That's the history.
2008 to 2002 was Blizzard's BFF. In fact,
Yeah,
they were such good friends that they were actually the ones distributing Blizzard's games
I didn't think he was going to explain the entire thing, but I'm really pleased that he is.
into China. But in 2022, things went sour when the two had a huge falling out for...
It was literally, yeah, Bobby Kotick was called like an asshole by like the head of Netease, and the entire situation broke down because of him.
Yeah, you guessed it. Greed. You
Good old
Blizzard's
Bobby
old CEO
Kotick.
and human greed monster, Bobby Kotick, allegedly wanted 5 years advance pay for their deal, which NetEase said, what? And then a few lawsuits later, Blizzard's out of China. And
Right.
NetEase is pissed, like statuing up a giant World of Warcraft statue.
Yeah, there it
Pissed.
is.
And while these two made up last month, since, you know, Xbox is just going around buying and closing every studio they can get their hands on,
I like money.
Bobby got his $375 million to fuck off, and that was it. We're partners again, right? But it's when I look over this chain of events that...
By the way, this becoming a partnership again is nothing but a W. For Blizzard, it is nothing but a W for Xbox. It is nothing but a W for gamers. It's also nothing but a W for China as well. This is just a W all around. This partnership should never have been broken. It was only broken because Bobby Kotick is one of the worst CEOs of all time, and he's a complete and utter shit show of a character. So this is a good thing that it's back working again. We want this to happen.
Over this chain of events that I can't help but speculate, and well, we love our gossip here. Guys, I think this game might just be out to prove something, and
we'll see.
Might be a middle finger in Blizzard's direction.
Yeah.
While Overwatch has become a shadow of itself, canceling promised features, collaborating with Porsche and K-pop bands, which a banger song, but Marvel Rivals is laying the foundation for something great. I mean, what kind
of... Dude, the song for Overwatch, the K-pop song for Overwatch, is not even close to KDA for League of Legends. Like, I'm sorry. It's not even close. It's not close in breadth. It's not close in quality. I've watched the KDA song, and I've watched the Overwatch, essentially KDA song, right next to each other. It's not even... I'm sorry. I don't know who... Someone's probably going to hate me in the comments, but I don't mind. Go ahead. Tell me what you think. But, dude, the KDA song is vastly superior in every single possible way compared to the Overwatch version. It's not even close, man. It's not even close. I'm sorry.
Launches with a working theater mode. Clash of Clans faction systems apply to mine today. Competitive mode on day 2. A feature where everyone gets play of the game at the end of the round if you click on their name.
I wonder if he's going to talk about the controversy. If he doesn't, I will talk about the controversy.
And a story that's already progressed more than Overwatch's story has in the past 8 years. They're still on this, and part of me, maybe...
Doc says, I'm going to be honest, Overwatch 2 is a better game than Overwatch 1. It had no business being a sequel. Oh, yeah. Like, it shouldn't have been called Overwatch 2. It just should have been, like, a DLC update, like how they did correctly with this game that I was just playing, V Rising, where they don't even call it, like, a DLC and such. It's just, you know, an add-on to the game. Correct. I completely agree with you, Doc. It should never have been called Overwatch 2. And it was a regression in every way. The only reason they did that is because they wanted to squeeze more money by changing how they do microtransactions. That's why they did it.
Naively thinks that a game being this good gameplay-wise off the bat can start to wake up the giant. These guys have history, right?
Yeah. I actually, like, I was talking about the problems with the gameplay for Marvel's Rivals, and the only reason is because I want to see it improved. I don't think the gameplay was bad. I think it was actually really good for an alpha. Now, everyone has to remember, it was an alpha. Not even a beta. It was an alpha. A closed alpha. For what it was great. And it can only, and should, and hopefully will, only get better.
Like, come on, do something. Get up. Guys, I didn't make that thumbnail for no reason or for clickbait. We want Blizzard to sweat and try to do better. Exactly.
And you're seeing this with other game companies as well. Like, dude, Diablo 4 was completely stagnant until Last Epoch came out as an indie game company made by 30 people, I think was Last Epoch, and absolutely blew the pants off of Diablo 4 in terms of game design. And look at now the new season of Diablo 4. It's actually good. Season 4 Diablo 4 is good because Last Epoch absolutely shredded it with like 1/10 of the size of a team working on it. It was insane. It was absolutely insane.
You get two cakes. I think with Marvel Rivals,
Competition
a
is
lot of
always
people
good.
were really stressed out about that first word, which honestly, I don't really get because, yeah, Marvel's Avengers sucked, but even I can recognize that Guardians and Midnight Sun are pretty good. In fact, I'm surprised people aren't worried
Right.
about Netease because, again, if you Google
Exactly. It's a coin flip.
there's some red flags. You see
Right.
this, guys? I learned from multiverses. I'm a growing boy. I won't
Yeah.
call them a Chinese EA because that
Dude, the amount of people I had to explain about multiverses, man. Oh, man. I hope that game works because I want to see it succeed. But holy smokes, man. WB is so bad at what they do with their IP in terms of like DC and all that. I don't know if multiverses will succeed. I don't have high hopes for it, honestly. Like, I love Smash and I love playing multiverses, but considering how much of an abject failure it was in terms of game design, in terms of monetization and everything like that, oh man. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't think multiverses will work.
literally
I hope I'm
exists.
wrong.
But look, they're a super corporation. They abandon games. They help make Diablo immortal.
Right.
They make gacha games. They made Diablo immortal.
They did.
This is their
They
first
did make
real
Diablo
swing
immortal.
at a quote-unquote real game, and yet I'm kind of optimistic. I mean, I feel like this is kind of a good match.
Don't be optimistic. Be very, very, very pessimistic. That way you'll never be disappointed. That's how I've grown as a content creator and grown as a player over games during the modern gaming landscape of the past 10 years. I have become only pessimistic about every game. I do not pre-order a single game anymore, except for like very few. Like I think what is it? Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, AC6, as in not Assassin's Creed, as in Armored Core 6. Those were like the only games I pre-ordered. And I was very happy because those were the only games I pre-ordered. I would recommend you never pre-order a game. Never ever pre-order a game anymore. Game companies do not deserve your money before the game comes out. Just straight up. Just straight up. Insomniac says nothing. Something to consider is that most of what made Blizzard good in the past is gone because many of the original devs left the company. We're seeing a new generation of Blizzard, and they don't have the same level of experience. Partly true, Insomniac. Partly true. I will say that certain things are actually really good about Blizzard. Their game developers are extremely passionate. Their game developers work very hard. One of the big downsides to Blizzard is that the executives of the company do not share the same vision as the developers of the company. The executives are the ones who will say, work more on this aspect of the game, as in the monetization, as in the battle pass, as in the shit that we don't care about and we don't want in our games as gamers, instead of the actual gameplay. So it's kind of like an allocations of resources issue, Insomniac, if you know what I mean. I think that's like a big problem. Like, I compare that, and hear me out. Think about the giant strides World of Warcraft has done over the past 2 years. World of Warcraft has been eating good over the past 2 years. And like, I've played retail, I played classic, I played every iteration of classic, I played Diablo 3, I played Diablo 4, and obviously not World of Warcraft, but I played like every single style of game, and I will say the devs for a lot of it are seriously cooking, and they're being held back by the executives in many parts of it, in my opinion. Like, I genuinely feel that. Sly Milkers, welcome, my friend. I hope you're having a great night. Doc says you're not going to be logic me into not pre-ordering the next Pokemon game. Hey, Doc, if you feel so passionate about pre-ordering it, pre-order it. I'm just saying that they don't deserve your pre-order. If you still want to pre-order it, go for it, brother. I hope it works out. I genuinely hope so. I will not be. That's all I'm saying. I will not be, and I'll recommend to everyone to not do so. Absolutely.
With Marvel and its massive well of characters to dig into tied to a game like this, it really, really plays to its strengths. For a hero shooter, that logo is a blessing. It's the it factor.
Yep.
No one's going to care about Paladins, even if it has better gameplay than Overwatch.
That is true.
Well, people are attached to and love these characters.
And it only became this way because of passionate developers that created amazing animation, amazing lore, amazing storylines that they later did nothing with. But the first couple of years Overwatch was out, they added so many awesome animations and stuff. And it, like, that is what drew me in. Like, the story of Genji versus Hanzo being brothers and this and that. The animation of, like, that museum where it's like these two kids and they're looking at like these Overwatch heroes and their relics and everything, and it like fills you with this like sense of joy. And like they did some serious magic to hype this shitty ass game up, and they did really good with that. Certain aspects of Overwatch are like gold. And that level of complexity, that level of storyline making, that level of lore and world building was never put into Paladins, and it never will be. It's not even nearly the same level of people working on the games, developers working on the games. However, a game like Marvel Rivals can definitely have that. They have the entire storyline of Marvel to build upon, to create the lore of their characters, to create the storyline of why Galacta is over there and why two teams of heroes are fighting, everything like that. And this has potential. Will it be exactly what I'm saying? Who the fuck knows? Does it have potential, though? It definitely has potential. It definitely has potential. Absolutely. We have no information on the game other than... yeah, exactly, yeah.
Wooden is one of my favorite types of brain rot. It's high noon. Is iconic even today and shall be.
To be fair, part of the reason it's High Noon is so iconic is because Matt Mercer is one of the most gifted voice actors to have ever literally been created by the universe. But true.
Bebop is practically a brand of his own on TikTok. You can't just start from zero with a hero shooter or any character-based game today because, well,
it's hard to get into it.
There. And what IP has been more dominant in pop culture in the last decade than Marvel? Spider-Man alone is going to get people to flock to this game.
Dude, I saw people playing Spider-Man when they had no business playing a character this complicated. It's actually so funny that Spider-Man's character in Marvel Rivals definitely feels like it should be a 5-star difficulty. I think it was labeled as, 2-3-star difficulty. And everyone I saw that played it, it was like seriously like a 95 percentile of people who played Spider-Man fucking sucked. And they were like so frustrated when they played him. They're like, oh my god, it's so hard to play this character. And they played it because they're Spidey fans. And I totally get it. And it's like literally one of the highest skill cap champions in the entire game. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Just like fucking comedy to watch. It was so funny. And Sonic says, from what I heard, I agree. Devs have passion. The execs are holding them back. Exactly. People who have been the passionate and mean well, but don't have the experience of the past devs that made Blizzard what it was. Worse is they're cleaning up the messes left to them. That's what I'm saying. I think like that a lot of the people who work at Blizzard are extremely talented. And I think that the level of being held back by the executives is like, it's hard to undersell, is what I'm going to say. And I think one example, like I said, you might have been ads for that part, and I do apologize about those, is you look at what World of Warcraft has accomplished in the past 2 years with the Plunderstorm thing. That was huge. It was actually crazy what they were trying to do. All the nuances, all the new like game modes that they're trying to pull, all the like iterations. They're changing things on the fly with hero specs and the War Within. Miss a Pandaria remix. Like, they're doing season discovery. They're doing so much. It's like, I feel like Xbox and Microsoft, for all their faults, and I've covered them very deeply. I'm no Xbox fanboy. I've covered their faults extremely much in the past several videos, in fact. You can watch it and enjoy it. I'm no Microsoft fanboy, but I will say the executive team at Microsoft is probably letting the Blizzard team loose because they know they need to make up money like crazy. And so they're like, you know what? Go to town, innovate some crazy shit, bring the player base back. And we're seeing it with World of Warcraft. And I genuinely hope we're seeing it now for Diablo 4. And I hope we continue to see it for all of the other awesome Blizzard games out there. Because I would love to be able to enjoy all of their games again. Like, I really, really would. I would love for Overwatch to see Marvel Rivals as a strong threat and be like, we need to innovate in this way. And we're going to do it. I hope this is good. Because, like, I would, if that happens, it'll only make Overwatch better and Marvel Rivals better, and gamers will win. That's what I think. That's what I think.
The biggest superhero ever. And then add in other icons like Iron Man, Hulk, Groot. And that's just the stuff that's in the game now. It's that guess
we need Captain America.
Who's next that keeps these games alive and really...
Sorry, I had to rewind.
Of who's next.
We have a Captain America-sized gap in Marvel Rivals. Now, thankfully, he wasn't in the alpha, and I say thankfully because if he was and I didn't get in the alpha, I would be far more upset than I already am. Like, I'm a huge Marvel guy. If Cap was in the alpha and I missed playing Cap, whoo, man, I would be pissed. Captain America's no stranger to using guns. Yeah, exactly. He used him, like, for his entire comic book series. He's used guns a lot. Like, dude, he's from World War II. Exactly. But even still, like, even if they didn't want to give him a gun existential, like having the bouncy shield, it's iconic for Cap. It is made for a hero shooter. It's like so tailor-made.
That keeps these games alive and really offers some of the best marketing that exists in games. I mean, Multiverses has been gone for a year, lost all of the faith in its fans, and somehow the Mark Hamill Joker is reviving this thing. Motherfuckers, I'm still not over this. You guys are...
No, Multiverses is still shit. If the gameplay doesn't change, it'll still be shit.
Getting excited over this slot? I'm sorry, I'm getting upset. I can't do it again. I can't do it again. Marvel just has such a pool of characters to draw
Multiverse
from.
is a disappointment.
It's Deadpool, Wolverine, Ant-Man, Daredevil. That one guy in all of the Spider-Man movies, or cool comic book characters like Squirrel Girl or Jeff the motherfucking Shark. Literally anything is fair game here, and that's where Netease comes into the partnership. I mean, monetizing in a game...
This guy knows his comics. I'm impressed. This guy actually knows his comics, yeah.
A game like this is pretty good and pretty harmless, all things considered. It's like I said, live service sucks. If the game's good, free, and, well, the purchases are optional, everybody eats.
The microtransactions in this game will be what makes or breaks this game. Mark my words. If this game ends up being a cash grab, it'll be the biggest fucking fumble. It could be a great game. But don't hold your breath, guys. Again, NetEase has a literal 50-50 track record. That's not a good track record. That's a very bad track record. You don't want a 50-50. You want more than a 50-50.
Punk's already in the game. World Hulk is already in the game. And it's in third person, so you can actually see them. Oh my god. And I'm gonna get real here. The game's not perfect. It's a little stuttery at times.
Not even close.
And the balancing needs work because Wanda can do
bouncing's rough.
From WandaVision. She's solo ulting me. That and what happened? This should probably get nerfed just a little bit, but
deserved.
The way I view it, damage tweaks are way more fixable than an inherently...
Yeah, numbers you can fix. Monetization is really hard to fix. If this game has a launch where it's like pay to win and all kinds of shit, this game will never survive.
Broken game, and, well, if they wanted to do the money squeeze, why did they keep microtransactions out of this? I mean, they could have put multiverses and started selling a...
It's only the alpha. There's plenty of time to add microtransactions in the game. There's so much time. Don't hold your breath, brother.
founder pack from the start, right, guys?
I hope I'm wrong.
Obviously, at the end of the day, it's a free-to-play live service game, and it's gonna need to make money.
Yes.
It's an alpha right now. It's really early to say how things are gonna go, but I gotta say, they didn't need to make the battle pass free, include premium currency, not allow.
This was only, again, I don't know how long this kid has been around in the gaming world. I don't know him. I've never watched his videos before, but no game with no dev team with any brain power whatsoever would make a battle pass or would make microtransactions a major thing in a fucking alpha. Don't hold your breath for the alpha to have the same monetization as the actual game. That's all I'm saying. I genuinely hope they do it right here. But the reason I'm bringing this up is that you need to know what can go wrong in order to figure out what will go wrong in the future. Or what can go wrong.
In-game purchases yet, and then make a heater of a game on top of all of that. Each character design shows so much care and love, and this game was made by people who are fans of Marvel and hero shooters. It's in details like these pop-out animations in the main menu that show such effort on something that, well, it could have...
To be fair, like, I don't mind if an alpha has a limited number of people, because a lot of times in an alpha, you don't have your servers in, like, you know, correct order, Will. So, like, I understand why the servers were very limited. I definitely understand. I mean, am I still salty that I didn't get in? Absolutely. But also, I don't really mind that the servers were, you know, limited. It's relatively expected. It's relatively expected.
Just been a highlight, but they took their time with it, and that's a really good sign.
Right.
This game doesn't feel like a cash grab aesthetic change of Overwatch. No, that's Overwatch 2.
Okay, he didn't cover it, guys. He didn't cover it, and I was waiting for him to do so, so this is why I'm going to cover it. Now, here is the major issue with this game. I wanted to watch the entire video through. Look, give the guy a like. This was a very good video. I'll link it in chat. I did like the video, and I will give it a like. He did not cover one thing, though, and I will cover right now. What is it? Marvel Rivals contract issue. This was the major issue. Their contract for even signing up for the game, even logging in, basically had an entire non-disparagement clause in the game. This was very bad. This was a bad look for Netease. Now, what could have been, they gave a massive, like, apology. They were like, oh, we didn't know this was in the contract. We're so sorry. We're going to fix it, blah, blah, blah. We sincerely apologize for the confusion, suspicion, frustration. Thank you for sharing with us. We'll fix this immediately. And they did take it out, to be fair. However, they kept it in for like a solid week of the alpha. This was very bad. You were literally not allowed to make disparaging or satirical comments about the game material if you signed up for the game and you got a key and you got in the game. This was rough, man. This was rough. You understand the requirement? No, no. No alpha that I know of, Existential, has ever had this. A non-disparagement clause is crazy. Like, having, you know, NDAs of, like, not being able to, you know, stream the game and stuff, that's different. Non-disparagement means you see a clear problem with the game and you can be legally liable if you state the problem in the game. That was very bad. It was like, this was just straight up a blunder. Hopefully, it was just an oversight. We only have Netease's word here. I just wanted to know. I just wanted to let you guys know, sorry, of this was a major issue. Exactly. What Doc said is correct. This could be a case of someone copy and pasting something poorly from a different contract. And, you know, certain contracts do have these. Certain contracts do absolutely have these. But, and so, like, for example, if you get a sponsorship by a lot of companies, Existential, a non-disparagement clause could be in those. For example, you get a key for a game, you get paid to showcase a game. Some of those games for content creators could have non-disparagement clauses. And this felt like it was copy and pasted from that because it had no place to be here. However, it still had no business being in here. And NetEase is not a small company. They're literally a billion-dollar level company. So the fact that they had such a blunder in their alpha was very, very, very worrying. And I understand why there was such a huge outcry. I didn't really cover it too much because I just didn't get in the alpha. But yeah, this was a major issue. This was a major issue. But yeah, hopefully this is not going to be a precedence for the future. I definitely hope that, you know, it wasn't just an oversight and it's fixed for the future. But I will tell you one thing. Every single content creator, every single person who plays this game should absolutely look at the contract of if they get into beta and make sure this clause is no longer in there. If it happens one time, it's just an oversight. And they fucked it up. They, you know, got their shellacking verbally on the internet to the point that they had to make a public apology and they won't have in the future. Or they do it twice and you know they did it on purpose. It's just something to keep in mind. I genuinely hope that it was an oversight. And if it was an oversight, it was kind of just, you know, pathetic that it was an oversight, but at least it wasn't on purpose and it'll be better in the future. But we'll see. Yeah, exactly. Most closed alphas, are under NDA. Yeah, but the thing is, like, then you can't stream it and such, which is why I don't stream a lot of alphas. I get into a lot of alphas. I just don't stream them, and I don't play them because I can't stream them. But yeah, exactly, Doc, exactly. But yeah, NDAs and non-disparagements are different. Non-disclosure is an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Non-disparagement means you literally cannot say anything negative, and if you do, you're legally liable. So that is the big difference between the two. They're often used in conjunction with each other. Like for my work, I have to sign NCNDs, which are non-disclosure and non-disparagement agreements combined into one document. But for a beta of a game, an alpha of a game, that shouldn't be a thing, in my opinion. It shouldn't be a thing. NDA is the worst you can get away with, really, and that's fine, but then you shouldn't be allowed to stream the game and everything. But it kind of just felt like they wanted their cake and to be able to eat it too, kind of issue. They wanted to have creators show off the game, but they only wanted positive things, positive feedback from the game, and zero negative repercussions at all. And they said that this wasn't the case. They apologized for it, but it felt like that before the clear up from their side. And that's why I just wanted to make it aware for you guys. I will always give you the full context of everything that I know, when I know it, how I know it. But yeah, there it is. I genuinely hope that this is all ironed out for their open beta. I would love to be able to play their open beta. I will definitely read their contract of the open beta. And I genuinely hope this is a great game. I'm a huge Marvel fan. I'm a huge hero shooter fan. I would love for Overwatch to be good again, you know. And this is a great option for Overwatch to become improved because, you know, nothing succeeds like success of another game to push you to make your own game better. And we'll see how it goes. Exactly. But yeah, my friends, I hope you guys enjoyed the vibes. You liked the great discussion. Feel free to give this video a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends, give it a comment. Tell me your favorite part. Tell me your least favorite part. I would love to get to know you as well. And hopefully you hop on by again for another awesome video. All right.